And the next step, which is really important, and that is the ability to be able to manage licenses, because with these new license options, the floating and the switch license, and also important for even your standard license, we really want to enhance and build more options for you to be able to manage your licenses. So first, the standard licenses. If you log into your account, if you have multiple licenses, you can see those license keys listed there. You'll see the expiration dates. You'll see a download link there. So a very organized, much more succinct place, including resources for you to help get started, and then of course related subscriptions to those licenses. For the floating license, we really need to build a much more robust system, and I'm happy to say we have. You can of course click the button above for license information. You can, if you want to add additional licenses, you simply type in the number there, quantity, click add licenses, and it'll take you to a new page to finish that purchase, and you'll be able to add those quickly and easily to that. Again, if you need to cancel a license, that does happen from time to time, you can go select your license here. If you want to just cancel one or two, enter that in, and then that will also reduce your licenses. And then as you can see below, much like the standard, it lists the number of licenses you have, the license keys that are associated with it, and the related orders below. So how does this work? How do you activate the switch and floating license? Is that different from the standard? Well, the answer is it's exactly the same process as the standard license with a few additional features that will help you. So first, if you're going to activate a switch or floating license, you're going to use the same process as the standard. You're going to go to the Model Port menu. You're going to go to License Control. And you're going to, this dialog is going to come up. You're going to click the Activate button. That's going to bring up this Activate License dialog that you can see on the far right. At that point, you're going to click the Activate the License Key option there. In the middle left, you're going to enter in your key there toward the bottom. You're going to enter in your email, the two that are associated with that, that you'll get an email from obviously when you purchase it, and click Activate License Key. Now your activation is successful and you're ready to go. Now you will see at the bottom there that says you can start the floating license session, or if it's a switch license, that, okay? And you will then have an OK button that you need to click, and then it will take you to this next screen. Okay, so as you can see there, it says ModelPort is running in demo mode because it doesn't actually start running with the floating license or the switch license until you click Start Online Session, because it hasn't pulled that license from the cloud yet to your computer. That is the power of what we're introducing now. You have the ability for you now to pull that cloud license and to release that cloud license, and you can do it automatically or manually. So first, you'll click the Start Online Session, and if you need to release that license, you click the Stop Session button. And you can see also where it says Floating Mode Pool, Floating Mode Pool below in the sort of information. If you have a switch license, it will not show Floating Mode Pool, so floating mode switch, or actually license type switch, and I think that might disappear floating mode below. I don't remember exactly, but in other words, it'd be a little slightly different there for switch, but pretty much the same. You'll also see at the bottom there where you can also start an offline session. This has been a question that's been asked by numerous people, is to be able to have offline sessions in case you're going to the mountains, you're going on a cruise, someplace where maybe you want an internet connection for a period of time, and you want to be able to have that license available to you. So we now added a button there that says Start Offline Session. It will then bring up a dialog. You can see there just to the right of it, where you can select the day. So if you're going to be gone for 7 days of vacation, select 7 days. If you're gone for 10 days of vacation, well, you get 7 days, and then you have to do it at some point in time again. But nonetheless, you will have that ability now to use that license as you want to. Now I talked a little bit about the ability to auto start and to release these licenses. So in that dialog there is a checkbox for auto start online session. If that is checked, which it is by default, then every time you open Archicad, It'll automate the license capture for your session. And then when you quit Archicad, it will automatically release that license back to the cloud. So it automates that for you. You don't have to think about it. It's really nice, very simple. Now, what happens if you are working and your teammate comes up and says, I need a license, okay? There's no more licenses on the server. Well, you can click the stop session button, and then that will automatically release that back to the server. And you can, of course, start an online session to start a new session. These are two manual ways of doing it. Why you would want to do that is you've unchecked the auto start. So in other words, if I uncheck the auto start, then I'm going to be manually grabbing that license and then manually releasing that license. So if you just want to keep it automated, you do the automated part, it'll automatically grab that license every time. Now let's say that you don't know who has a license in your office, and you've got 3 licenses with 10 people, and you want someone to release that license. Here's how you do it. If you click the little button that says Go to License Portal, it's going to bring up a little login page with your ID or email and your license key. You click Refresh the Server. It's going to show you all of the licenses that are available for your team. It's going to show you what licenses are in use and what licenses are free to be used. So if I had, let's say for example, there were no licenses available here, but I could see here that, Sarah was using the license, and she, was sitting next to me. I could just reach over and say, Sarah, can you release that license? And then I'll grab that license from her by using that manual start session. So really nice kind of interactive way for you to be able to get a quick view of your licenses, a quick view of who is using the licenses, and then understanding how you can